Assalamu alaikum friends, my name is Bajwa. In this video, I will be explaining to you how you should make the university's preferences in Yatabis Scholarship portal. Most students do not focus on this section. It is true that motivation letter is the core part of the application, but motivation letter of intent, will help you to get into the interview. But after the interview stage, the main role will play your university's preferences. University's preferences will help you in the final selection of your scholarship. So it is the very important section and you should also give some time to this section. Now I will give you 3 tips. You should follow them so that you will not face any problems during the interview. I will also give my example. I faced one problem during my interview and how I tackled it. Now the tip number one is when you go to the university's preferences section, the universities which are offering your degree will come in front of you. Now what you have to do is go to the websites of these universities one by one and check the requirements whether these universities require any English test or not. If they require an English test, you must submit TOEFL or IELTS on the scholarship portal. If you don't have any test English, do not prefer these universities in your preferred list. Why? I will give my own example now. When I was submitting my application, I have no one to guide me. So I did not research any university and just made preferences and submitted the application. I was selected for interview on the basis of my letter of intent. But during the interviewer asked me that your first preferred university requires English language test, but you don't have it. You not submitted it. So how we can select you? At that time, I answered quickly that because of Corona, the IELTS test, TOEFL test was postponed. That's why I was not able to appear in the test. Now I have plans to give the IELTS test in August, in next month, and I will hand over to you as soon as possible. They said it is not possible, so they did a favor to me that they can place me in the Turkish language degree. I accepted it. They gave me admission in Agri University, and now I am doing my degree in Turkish language. So that's why I am saying you must search the university first and check whether they require English test or not. If they require English test, then must submit your English test on the portal. If you don't have English test, don't prefer this university. The tip number two: most of the students, almost all students, wish to be selected in any universities which is in Istanbul, because Istanbul is famous for its architecture, famous for its history, and everyone's desire is to get admission in Istanbul city. So every student's first, second, third, fourth preferred university is that university which is in Istanbul city. So don't place every Istanbul university in your preferred list, because in Istanbul university's competition is very high and the chances of selections are very low. Only in top 3 preferences, just place one Istanbul university in your preferred list if you want, and try to choose the university other than Istanbul city, because chances of selection are high. In my top 5 preferred universities, two was in Istanbul city. I got selection in my 5th preferred university, University in Izmir city. Tip number 3 and the last tip is the number of preferences. Most students say that I just want to get admission in that university and I am just making one preference. I saw that in last year when I was applying, that many students just gave one preference, means they not gave all 12 preferences. I advise you to give all 12 universities preferences during submission. Why? Because if first university's seats are full, they will prefer you in the second university. If second university seats are full, they will prefer you in third university, and so on. So if someone gave only 2 universities as a preference, and these 2 universities have no seats, then he will not be selected. If someone has 12 universities as a preference, in anyone, the chances of selection are possible. So that's why I am saying give 12 universities as a preference during submission. I gave 12 universities preferences during the submission of my application. My first university was Medical Age Technical University. My second university was in Ankara. Third university was Istanbul, and so on. And I was selected in my 5th preferred university, Ege University, because first university required English test, so I was not eligible for it. The other three universities was full, so they preferred me in fifth university. So that's why I am saying give all 12 universities as a preference to them, not leave blank any space. Now I am ending this video here. The three tips I gave you: first, give all preferences to them; second, not choose only Istanbul city, try to target smaller cities as well; and third tip is research the universities. Allah Hafiz, till next video. If you have any question, you can ask me in comments.